I'm in the hotel at Shoreditch in London at the moment. I managed to get myself an appointment for VFS Global Visa Application Centre. I had trouble booking originally because I've been trying to book online for, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 weeks, and every time I go on the app to try and book an appointment, or go online and try and book an appointment, it says there's no appointments available. And I started sort of worrying about whether I was doing something wrong, or my account wasn't working. So I emailed the VFS guys, and they're pretty good at answering actually. They said to me that their appointments are fully booked for the whole of August and September, and the next available appointments, they haven't released the available appointments yet for October, and they'll be released around the middle of September, and then I just have to keep trying. They can't tell me exact date. But I thought, I'll just keep trying, kind of slow down, because I was trying about 10 times a day. And Sunday evening, I can't remember which one, I went online and thought I'd just do a double check. And all of a sudden there was a cancellation appointment, and I was running around the house, oh my god, where's my paperwork, quick, I need to book. So it was quite comical, but I was like, I need to get this appointment booked. So although I'm bringing my partner and daughter, they're going to be doing the family reunification. So once I have my visa approved, I'll apply for their visa once we're in Portugal. That's the plan, because they're allowed to live in Portugal for 3 months, and whilst they wait for the visa. And same for me. Once I've had my appointment tomorrow, we'll sort of be aiming to leave Guernsey end of September. So even though we won't have our visa yet, we'll be there 3 months waiting, and hopefully it'll be approved in that 3-month period. But so I managed to get the cancellation. I sort of clicked on the appointment and chose the 9:15 appointment. That's the only one they had available. So then I just thought it'd be useful if I just talk you through all the paperwork that I've got ready for the application. I mean, I've done loads of research. I use the VFS website. There's a list of documentation you need on there, and then I've looked everywhere else and just thought, bring everything I could possibly need. I will do a video after I've had my appointment tomorrow, just to talk you through how it went, and any paperwork I didn't need, or any paperwork I did need that I forgot to bring with me, etc. So I will let you know. I mean, I am going to pay for tomorrow morning when I get there. I'm going to pay for the sort of premium service they offer. So you get like a lounge room where you can get refreshments. I mean, that's not a big deal, but somebody will go through your application, make sure there's everything there. You've got until 4 o'clock that day to submit any extra documentation that you missed. So I quite like having that extra service there. So I'm going to book that in the morning. I've looked online. I don't seem to be able to book it in advance. It says you can just speak to a member of staff when you're there. So I'm going to see how I go. So anyway, the first thing I need is my appointment letter. So they give you an appointment letter with a barcode on, and that kind of tells you what time your appointment is, whereabouts it is, and you can only get there 15 minutes before your appointment time. So you show this document to somebody at the door, and they scan that and let you in. So I've got that. Then I have my passport, and you need to have at least 6 months left on the passport after your visa will expire. So your visa's 4-month period, so you need to have at least 6 months after that date. So yeah, I've got that. I've got my passport photos. You need to bring 2 passport photos, so I've got those with me. I grabbed those at the airport, so they're not cut out yet, but I'm sure I can sort that one on there. Then I have my covering letter, which you need to detail, why you want to move to Portugal, how you're going to fund yourself, where you're going to live, what your plans are, etc. So I've written a covering letter here. I sort of put some pointers together, just a little tip here. I put some pointers together, and then I put them into ChatGPT and put, with the AI, gave me sort of a letter, so that helped me out. Then I've got my visa application form. So it's pretty much the same visa form for all the different, or a lot of the different types of visas. So I'm applying for a national visa. We're actually applying for a D7 passive income visa, which we're sort of going from savings. I am going to be working, but due to my work sort of looking into the legalities of how they're going to pay me, whether they need to register the business in Portugal to be able to pay me, etc. At the moment, they're not happy to provide me with a letter to state that, but that's common time. But hopefully, I won't need that. So I'll find out tomorrow what the score is with that. But once I've had the forms look through with the guys tomorrow at the DFS, then I will kind of do another video and talk you through the answers and questions, because A couple of the questions aren't that simple. You know, it says, what's your intended arrival time? But I was thinking, well, is that the arrival time I'm considering going, even though I haven't got my visa, or is that based on the fact it's going to be 60 to 90 days to approve? So there's a few questions on here, and your departure date. I mean, I don't know my departure date because obviously it depends on the 4 months from when I get the visa granted, and then if I apply for the residency whilst I'm there. So I don't know. I just need to wait and find out how some of these questions weren't that straightforward. But as soon as I know, I will pop on to another video just to show you guys how it works. I've then got 3 months statements from my UK account just to show my income, I guess. I mean, it says you need 3 month statements, but obviously if for the passive income you don't necessarily have to work, it could be based on savings. So I've printed 3 month statements just so they're on there, they can see what my salary is. And then I've got a Portuguese bank account, so you need to have a Portuguese bank account, and I've put money in here. You need about 15,000 euros for one person roughly, so you need about 1.5 times the national living wage, about 40 euros a day. It's a bit arbitrary. Everywhere you look, some places say 40 euros a day, some places say national living wage for a year, which is 8,000 euros or 8,000 something. It's very variable, but the passive income visa is a lot lower requirements. If you go for a digital nomad visa to work remotely, you need to have, it's about 2,800 euros a month income, but it's soon going up to just over 3,000 euros a month income. So for yourself, and then for your partner, I think you need the same amount, 50% of that, and then for your child you need the same amount, 30%, somewhere around those sort of numbers. But at the moment I'm going to try the passive income. Hopefully I can still work with that because I am going to carry on working remotely. And then I've just got, because the bank statement I just showed you for the Portuguese bank account is dated end of July, because we're not quite the end of August. I just thought they might, so this is the actual statement itself, that only goes up to the end of July. So I also printed a balance and movement that's right up to today that shows how much is actually in the account, just in case, because that was nearly a month ago and that money could be gone. So I've got about 20,000 euros in that account, but that's just to cover me. I mean, I took a bridging loan out with the bank because we're selling a house in Guernsey and we're waiting for that income to come in before we have the money to buy our second property, the farm that we're buying. But so I just took a bridging visa out, so I would have some money in the account for that. Then I've got my NIF, which is your tax registration, national insurance registration. It's kind of your tax, but it kind of does both in Portugal. So you need to apply for that. So you can either apply for that in person when you're in Portugal, or you can get a lawyer. You can do a power of attorney and get a lawyer to fill that in for you. The bank account, ideally you need to be in Portugal, but I have researched and found, I'm sure it's the same for other banks, but I'm using Millennium, and I have researched and found that you can actually apply online and then have a video call with the bank to go through the final application process. And then if you get the lawyer, a Portuguese lawyer, to do your NIF through a power of attorney, then you don't actually have to go to Portugal to get all this documentation I'm getting now. You could do it all without even going to Portugal. Then I've got a insurance policy. So I've covered myself. You need to cover yourself for at least the 4 months of your visa application period. But I've done 6 months. I mean, you could do a year. You need to make sure it covers all the countries of the Schengen territories, if that's how you pronounce it. And it has to state that you've got Portugal included. So that's important to do. And it has to be at least 30,000 euros in emergency cover. You've got to have repatriation, emergency recovery back to your home country, etc. So that's worth knowing. Then you need a police check. So I have a police check here. I mean, it's difficult for me to tell you the exact one, but it says online which police check you need. But obviously I'm in Guernsey, so it's a slightly different version of a police check. Mine's called a clearance certificate. Then you need to have proof of where you're going to be living. So you either need 12 months lease on a property, and it doesn't have to be a huge property. You could rent a room if you needed to, but we actually have bought a property. So we've put a deposit and we've done a promissory contract on a farm with a large amount of land. But to get through the visa, because we can't afford to pay the land and the farm in full until we sell our property, of which the completion is 10th of October, we have bought a house in the village as well, which was like £24,000, so 29,000 euros, and it's like a 3-storey townhouse in the medieval village of Alpagenia, it's in the walled part of the village or the town, and it needs some work, but the plan is we're going to move into that, use the ground floor as my office, and then eventually we'll convert them into sort of, each floor will have its own self-catering apartment that we'll rent out when we move to the farm. But anyway, I have got the deeds for that, so I bought that property. Again, if you really didn't want to come to Portugal, you could get your lawyer through a power of attorney to sign the deeds for you, so you wouldn't need to come to Portugal for that. I mean, I've been back and forward a few times, to sort out bank accounts, etc., and then I've been back again to sort of look at houses and sign the deeds on this property, so I've been back forwards. But yeah, so I've got the deeds on this, or you would need the contract if you were renting, so you need that for your visa application. You also, this one I wasn't sure about, so I will be able to confirm this after I've been to the VFS office tomorrow, but it says on all the documentation online you need your flight itinerary, so you need to book your flights, which is completely confusing for me because I don't know the date they're going to approve my visa and therefore when it expires. So a return flight, I'm not sure. So because I'm planning on going out at the end of September anyway, I just booked a flight. I mean, it's £40 for a return flight, so if I have to cancel it or change it or lose it or whatever happens, it's not the end of the world, but just to be on the safe side for tomorrow, and I'll confirm to you guys after I've been. I booked my flight to go out at the end of September and then to come back 4 months after that. I mean, I don't really understand that part because I don't know how I know what flight times I need, but I booked it because I don't know how it works. Again, I'll be able to give you guys some more background after I've been, but I don't know whether if I am missing something, if I'm allowed to quickly go online and book something, or get something emailed across, or whether I have to rebook another appointment or post it on. I don't know how it works, so hopefully I've got everything, but if there is anything missing, I'll be able to let you guys know what the score is for that, and I'll be able to tell you about the flight. An extra piece of information I'm taking, but I may not need it, and they may just say, we only need the essentials, I don't know, but I've just brought along my current bank statement, mortgage statement, to show how much I owe on the mortgage, and my contract conditions of sale for the house I'm selling in Guernsey, which states how much I'm selling the house for, and it states the date, the completion date, which is 10th of October, and then with the statement of how much is owing, they'll be able to see how much money I've got in there, which we're going to use that money to renovate the house, set the business up, etc. And then just as an extra in case I need it, I've also brought along my I'm just looking for paper, the deeds for my house that I own in Guernsey for that contract, conditions of sale, and the mortgage statement. So again, I don't know if I'm going to need that. So yeah, I think that's everything I need. I'm just going to see what happens tomorrow. I feel confident I've got everything I need. I've researched inside out, upside down, every way you can imagine, and I'm pretty confident that I have everything, but only time will tell. So I'll see how it goes in the morning. I'm staying in a hotel in Shoreditch, so I'm literally 7 minutes away from the actual place I need to go. Sorry, 2 minutes walk away. I'm 7 minutes from the train station, so I'm 2 minutes away from the VFS in the morning. So I'm just going to head there in the morning and see how it goes. So fingers crossed. I'm pretty confident I've got everything I need, and I filled the forms in, etc. I will definitely keep you posted tomorrow after I've been with any extra bits of information that I can give you guys. So hopefully that helps. And if you're thinking of coming to Portugal, just do it. That's what I've decided to do. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Make that change. It's a brilliant country. I've visited quite a few times recently. Central Portugal is absolutely beautiful, phenomenal. the landscape, the architecture, the the history, all of it, the properties, the people, the food. I can't see any disadvantages to moving to Portugal at the moment. So yeah, if you're thinking of it, just do it. Follow along so you can get some more tips. I'll show you the journey as I go.